Luncheon and Dana for the Kuantan Buddhist Association building project. After this Dharma talk, please proceed to lower ground where we have arranged a lot of mouth-watering gastronomical delights like nasi kerabu, nasi lemak ayam berempah, dry Indian curry chicken rice, and more. There will also be side sales for various other items. Those who wish to offer requisites to Bhante, there's a lot of ang pao's wrappers at the back of the hall. You may offer to Bhante after the talk here or downstairs after the lunch. Bhante will be speaking on how to protect yourself from the 10 armies of Mara. Bhante Dr. Gangodawila Chandima is an associate editor of the Journal of International Buddhist Studies at the Buddhist Research Institute of Mahachulalongkornrajavidyalaya University in Thailand, and a research scholar at the Ronin Institute in USA. His research focuses on Theravada Sutta, Abhidhamma, and Buddhist ethics. He was formerly a research fellow at the Center for Studies in Religion and Society of the University of Victoria, Canada. His most recent article, The Function and Contemporary Role of Sikkapaccakkhana, Abandoning the Training Rules, in Pali, Canon, was published in the Journal of Buddhist Ethics under the Pennsylvania State University Press, USA. Bhante's works can be accessed at the patisonablogspot.com. Was ranked 58 globally in the 100 best Buddhist blogs and websites for 2024. Let us pass the speech to Bhante.
Would you mind repeating the topic for them today?
The topic is how to protect yourself from the 10 armies of Mara.
Interesting. That's the most important part. All right. A very good morning to all of you. Today we are here to give a Dhamma talk. Normally I've been conducting retreats, hardly giving Dhamma talk sometime, only going out station. And we'll be discussing about how to understand Mara, and especially Mara's retinue, the people who are executing on behalf of Mara time to time. So before we get started, shall we pay respect to the Buddha? Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Namo tassa bhagavatu arahatu Samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavatu arahatu Samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavatu arahatu Samma sambuddhassa. Right. So, I hope you understand the place of Mara. Perhaps there are some others who have never heard about the Pali word Mara. Mara is a person, and how is he going to be relevant to our spiritual practice? You know that we all are supposed to carry on our spiritual practice, the Noble Eightfold Path. It is said that Mara would like us not to practice the spiritual path, and then to carry on with our too much sensual pleasures, and he would like us to be in the samsara, and he would like to do a lot of things as much as he can do to distract us in the what you call our life, spiritual path. So there is another person called Yama, Y-A-M-A, but this person is supposed to be living in the hells, Yama and his wife is Yami, they are cooperating. Interesting, huh? Not a man only, cooperating, uh, coercing people, and then said that they torture people. And there is an interesting conversation about Yama and Yami in the Devadutta Sutta, where we see that when people are reborn in a hell, how they are going to suffer, how they are going to be tormented by the Yama's people, especially Yama's dogs, very pretty ferocious dogs. That is what we learn from some of the suttas. But Mara is on the good, what you call a pleasant side. Yama, if you want to see Yama, then you have to go to the hell. I mean, but Mara is on the pleasant side. He's a Deva Putta. He's a Deva. He is the Deva of the most happy Deva world. Right? Call it Paramimita Vasavatti heaven. And it is said that he is discussing three concepts. One is desire, I would say sensual pleasures. This is the first area where we learn about Mara, sensual pleasures. But you cannot say that every sensual pleasure is a Mara. Then we all become part of the Mara. Every sensual pleasure is not a Mara. There may be somebody who enjoys, experiences karma within a certain limited, maybe a very managed perspective. But more likely, an experience with sensual pleasures which is very unsteady, which is very, what you call, unmanaged. That kind of experience is mostly influenced by this Mara. So, sensual pleasures, extreme sensual pleasures is the first area where Mara's domain is actually working on. Second is death. Death means that Mara doesn't like us to die in the samsara. Mara would like us to die in one life and then to be reborn in another life, because he would like us to be in the samsara. But if we really die in one life and samsara, that means we must have attained Nibbana, right? If we really die. I think we don't really die. We die in one life and then again be reborn. This is what he wants. He needs people, right? He needs people. He needs people to be under him, beings under him. And this is a second domain of his area. First, extreme sensual pleasures. Second is death. Third one is a rebirth. So extreme sensual pleasures, death, then after death is rebirth. So these three are the main areas of Mara. How to understand Mara is very important. We know that Mara has troubled the Buddha a lot. It is said in one sutta, where I am going to quote today. You can see here, Adhana Sutta, Sutta Nipata 3.2. This is the sutta where we see a very interesting conversation between ascetic Siddhartha and Vasavatti Mara in person. The people who had not read about this kind of sutta might think Mara is a personification of our own pleasures. They only kept it as a concept. Mara is not just a concept. Everything can become a concept, right? But there is a real conversation going on. In this conversation, there is something interesting happening. Let's go and check it out. Sutta Nipata, under what we call Kuddaka Nikaya. Mara has many names. An interesting name that Mara has in this sutta is Namuchi. Namuchi. What is Namuchi? Namuchi means? Muchi means release. He does not release you. He wants to snare you. He wants to chain you in the samsara. Namuchi means the one who snares everybody. Deva, Naga, Mahitdika, humans, beings, everybody. So Mara has ensnared us in his things. Namuchi. Now here what happens when ascetic Siddhartha left the palace, he is somewhere in the Neranjara river, and then Mara approach, Namuchi approach. Namuchi does not approach ascetic Siddhartha in a normal way. Karunam Vachang. He become very kind to the ascetic Siddhartha. Ascetic Siddhartha means our Shakyamuni Buddha, he said, he approached me with some kindness. How did the Buddha say that he was kindly approaching me? Namuchi karunang vachang. He talked to me with kind words. Bhasamano upagami. What he asked from the Buddha. Kiso tamasi dubban. Oh, you are so thin now. What happened to you? Not in a nice color. Your skin color has faded. You are a royal person. Now you are thin. Santike maranang tava. It looks like that you are almost in the neighborhood of death. I don't have to come to you, say almost on the verge of death. You have been thinner. Your color has got changed. Who are the people who are saying these kinds of words to us in our normal life? Who can say this kind of a word to you? Someone who is very close to you, right? You become a little different now. Look at you, something has been happening, something wrong has been happening to you. So then, Mara took the version of that kindness. But his ulterior motive is different. See? Sahasra bhago maranasya ekang sotang jivitang. Jiva bho jivitang, say you. You live. Don't die. Live. Take some time to live. Jivang punyani kahasi. Mara becomes a spiritual advisor now. Mara says to the ascetic Siddhartha, go and do good karma, punya. See? You can see here. He is asking Buddha, ascetic Siddhartha, go and do good karma. And then see how ascetic Siddhartha, the Buddha, called Mara. Mara has another name, Pamatta Bandhu. Bandhu means? Who is Bandhu? There's a whiteboard here, right? Behind me, yes. Yes. Bandhu. Who is Bandhu? Not Bandung, huh? Bandhu. What is Bandhu? Huh? Bandhu in Pali? Huh? Give a wild guess or educated guess. What is this? Bandhu means relative. Pali word for relative. Relative. We don't have relatives. You may have heard the Pali word somewhere else. Kamma bandhu. Have you heard that? Yes. Kamma bandhu. Kamma patisarano. Kamma sakomi. Kamma dayadu. Kamma yoni. Kamma bandhu. Kamma is our real relative. Others are, we are leaving behind them, right? We are going with the Kamma relative. Kamma becomes a relative. Here, the Buddha says, the Pali word is Pamatta Bandhu. One word, huh? Pamatta Bandhu. That means Mara is the relative of those people who are not becoming punctual in their practice, Dhamma practice. Pamatta means negligent. Mara is the relative of the negligent people. Who are the negligent people? Who doesn't have a steady Dhamma practice. who is not committed to the practice and who is not consistent in the practice and who is not innovating in the practice. See, being committed, being consistent, and then being innovative in the practice is very important. So now, if you are someone who doesn't have a steady practice, that means Mara is becoming your relative. Call it Pamatta Bandhu. Now the ascetic Siddhartha calls Mara, hello Pamatta Bandhu, the evil one, Papima, evil, and Pamatta Bandhu. But he is not the Appamada Bandhu. He is not the relative of those people who have diligence. Right? So that means if you are not punctual, if you are late, that means you have a sort of relationship, inheritance, lineage to the Mara. Interesting. We learn things like Pamatta Bandhu. Okay, now Buddha is talking. This is for the ascetic Siddhartha. He is going to kind of provocate Mara now. Ye sancha attu punyena te maro vattu marahati. Arahati means good. I think you better go tell this to somebody else who would like to do merits. Now Mara is asking Buddha to do more good karmas, punyas. Buddha says, I don't need good karmas. You go and tell someone who would like to do good karmas. Right? I hope that you will get the invitation from Mara. At least. Anumattopi punyena. Then the conversation keeps going. Then they are talking about certain spiritual concepts, so on and so forth. And then what happens at the end? You can read later. These are the, this is the place where he talks about, the Buddha says armies, 10 armies of the Mara, Kama. The first army is Kama, Dutiya means second is Arati, Tatiya is Kuppipasa, third one, fourth one is Tanha, fifth one is Tinamitta, sixth one is Bhiru, seventh one is Vichikicha, and eighth one is Makha and Thamba, then ninth one is Labu Siloko Sakkaru Michala Doyaso, and last one is Samukkanse Parinavada. These are the 10 armies. Finally, the sutta says, don't worry, I just wanted to show you the real, true text. You can read the English one. Satta Vassani Bhagavantang Anubanding Pada. Mara says that he followed the Buddha, chased after the Buddha for 7 years, but he could not find out a slight mistake of him. Right? Sattavassani. And then finally, the sutta is going to be ended. What happened to Mara at the end? Mara fainted. Tassa soka paretassa veena kacha. He had a veena, it dropped. The veena dropped. Kacha from the armpits, it dropped. And then veena kacha abasata tatoso dummano yakko tatte vantaradai, just disappeared from the soka paretassa means very much distressed and fell down, fainted, and then veena also fell down. Okay. This is the sutta about 10 armies. So these are the armies. I'm going to discuss one by one. Before that, we need to understand something else as well. Buddhism understands that Mara, as I think I already mentioned to you, Mara is a person. Also want to share with you that our talk will go 1 hour, for 1 hour. That means another probably 35 minutes, and then we're leaving the rest of the 30 minutes for any Q&A questions. So Mara is a person. Normally we understand that in the Buddhist teachings, the Mara concept has been given in 5 ways. Mara is a person. Now the Mara who is troubling the Buddha and all of us is a person. But there are other forms of Mara. Okay? There are other forms, other manifestations of Mara. Some Maras are carried out by not Mara itself, the Deva Mara itself. Some Maras are our own manifestations of life. So I think I better explain that before we jump on to the rest of the things. So who is Bandhu? Relative. Next time. Today you learn a new Pali word. Bandhu. Not that you learn, I think you already know the Pali word, but you did not understand it at that point in the context. Mara, there are 5 Maras. Okay? 5 Maras. So Mara means there are 3 concepts. One is extreme sensual pleasures, and then death, rebirth. These are the 3 areas where all these Mara concepts are revolving around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. First one is what we call Khandha Mara. Khandha means 5 aggregates. Khandha Mara. Okay. What do we have in our life? According to Buddhism, we are composites of 5 aggregates. We have a form, we have feelings, then we have perceptions, we have what you call good karma, bad karma, and then we have a consciousness. So anybody who has these 5 composites, they are called as beings. So we are beings of 5 aggregates. So because we are carrying out these 5 aggregates to form this nature, the sentient being nature, we are taken as Mara. If we don't have this sentient being nature of 5 aggregates, then we cannot survive in this samsara. So that means we are Mara in our own way. Right? Normally you call Mara to some people when they are really messed up, right? They become very angry, mad, frustrated, grumpy. You could be the effect of Mara. This could be the effect of Mara. But because we carry the 5 aggregates, we are one kind of Mara. Second is Khandha Mara, Kilesa Mara. Kilesa Mara means defilements. Now when you carry 5 aggregates, you cannot free from defilements, because definitely you have to think, you are thinking, your thinking is defaulted to the akusalas all the time, mostly. What are our natural thoughts starting from morning to evening? May I ask you, when you wake up early in the morning and when you, by the time you sleep, you have a probably fair amount of, number of hours that you are spending. How many, what kind of thoughts are coming? Are they mostly kusala or akusala? Which is more, wholesome thoughts or unwholesome thoughts? Huh? Unwholesome thoughts, right? Why is it? Is it our problem? Is it your problem or my problem? Whose problem is that? Is it the nature of the sentient beings? We don't have to make anybody culprit here, right? It's the nature, it's a default level. It's a default. So why we got the default? Because we carry the 5 aggregates. That's why we have this nature. But some people, they make it to the second nature of them. Pretty bad, right? You wake up to akusala thought, and then thinking about how to progress in the akusala thought. They will become the second nature of that particular akusala. That is really something that we have to pity on. But here, kilesa, because we carry defilements as a matter of 5 aggregates, then we are Mara for the second time. We are Mara for the second time. Third one is Abhisankhara Mara. Abhisankhara means karma. Now what happens if we carry sentient being nature, 5 aggregates, then we have the default nature as the defilement. Then what happens when we are engaging in the defilements? Then those engagements will pave the way for karma. When I do a akusala, it creates karma. When I do a kusala, it creates karma too. So then karma is coming up. That means whenever you carry good karma, bad karma, that means you are again becoming a Mara. That means you are going to be a Mara for the 3rd time. Abhisankhara Mara. 4th Mara is, we call it Machu Mara. Machu Mara means death. Who is this? Is this a person too? Machu Mara means our conventional death. So we have to embrace that death. Death is something that even the medical professionals cannot give a very clear meaning, because there are different deaths, right? They cannot single out death. Say for instance, someone's brain is going to be dead, right? But still the person is living, the whole context. But brain part is dead. And there could be a death, the heart is stopped, right? And then what happens, even after the heart is stopped, certain biological parts are still growing, right? And that's the place where we understand the organ donation. If you want the eyes, you must take it out before this many hours, tissues, kidneys, right? So where is the real death? Where is it? If the death happens, everything has to be stopped right away. So medically speaking, you can't single out a particular death. But in Buddhism we say death means when the 3 things go out: lifespan, temperature, consciousness. When these 3 things go out, that is the death of one life. Another life is starting. So that ability to die. Do we have the ability to die? We have the ability to die. What is easier? Is it easier to live, or is it easier to die in this modern world? What is easier? I'm asking, is it easier to die or is it easier to live? Living is more challenging, right? You have to take care of your health, find out good food, be surrounded by good people, planning your financial stuff. You have to be with the people around you. You can't bypass them. Sometimes we are with the difficult people. We cannot avoid them, right? Whatever, good karma or bad karma. And we have to do a lot of things to get ready to live. But to die is a moment of time. Right? Those people who have failed in their life, they go to tall buildings, they jump off, everything is gone. Right? That's a failure in the life. Right? Who is dying, taking life for the most part in today's world? Are they elderly? Are they middle-aged? Who are the group of people who are dying, taking their life? Young people, teenagers. Why? Something must be troubling them. Life is not so easy for them then. Right? So we understand being able to live longer in the face of any problem, stress, depression, rejection, disappointments, that is where we are trying to understand life, and then to be resilient and go to the next step of the life. Because ending the life is not nice spiritually and materially as well, because we don't know who will we become next life. And plus, it is a failure. It is a failure. So we understand everything that is regarding about the ability to die, the possibility of death is Machumara. We carry that. Every being carries it. So 4 Maras are manifestations of our problems, our matters. Then the last one is called Devaputta Mara, the 5th Mara. Devaputta seems to be a Deva. This is a Deva. This is the one who is troubling us, who troubled the Buddha. Okay? He has another name called Vasavatti. Vasavatti Mara. In some countries, when somebody is really nagging, complaining, whining, troubling others, they say, you could be a Vasavatti Mara, troubling. You are such a very, very difficult person to carry on life, right? They call it Vasavatti Mara. Okay, so we are talking about this concept, Vasavatti Mara. Okay. So the conversation we discussed just now from Vasavatti Mara. Why a Deva is going to do that? Devas must be very good people, right? Why is a Deva? How can someone become a Deva because he has the highest heaven in the heavens? Has anybody given offering to him so far? Yes, Deva. Have you ever given some flowers, fruits to the Mara? Vasavatti Mara is a Deva. He is higher than all these earth god, every god. Higher than the Sakka. He is the highest Deva out of the whole heavens. But not the wholesome side. He is not the wholesome. We take Sakka as the most wholesome Deva. But Mara is not a wholesome Deva. Has anybody given any offerings to him? You don't need. He is giving offerings to you. He gives his flowers to you. Flowers of sensual pleasures. Flowers of sights. Flowers of sounds. Flowers of smell. Flowers of taste. Flowers of thoughts. Flowers of contact. And what might have happened is that you took the flower from him. And then you cannot help not smelling it. You are already mesmerized by that experience. Forget about his name. Think about your sensual experiences where you were thoroughly tempted, and then you cannot even think about life beyond that. Okay? So this is how we understand Devaputta Mara. It is said that people, now you might be concerning what kind of humans, because Mara is a human, right? Before Devaputta Mara. What kind of humans are going to be reborn in the Paranimita Vasavatti, his particular heaven? Who are those people? It is said that those people who do lot of dana, good karma, with lot of expectations, they are the ones who are going to be the follower Deva of the Vasavatti Mara. Now we are in the phase of a dana, right? Just think about where you want to be reborn. I mean, you might not need to think about it, but if you do the dana, if you do any bhavana, meditation, chanting, thinking that may I become a Deva, may I become this and that, then you may be a potential follower of the Paranimita Vasavatti. So be very careful, because you don't need to suffer again in that place. Okay. Buddha says that Mara himself does not show up in many places. Mara first sends his army to us. So understanding his army can help us protect our peace of mind. Is our peace of mind always impeded by situations during the day? Just share with us, you woke up today early morning. Did you have the peace of mind? Until the moment you woke up, you open your eyes, and then you saw the people in your house, and your problems may be flashing back to you. right? So we are supposed to have the peace of mind. Is it a complementary thing in our life, or we have to work towards that peace of mind? Is peace of mind coming to us naturally? Huh? It's not coming to us naturally. One simple example is what Buddha said in the Mangala Sutta. What he says? If you want to become blessed, you need to create the blessings. Blessings are not normally coming to you. Just because you go to a vihara, you may get certain blessings. It's good. You get blessings from a monk, nun, or maybe another elderly person. But the true blessings you can really feel, they truly come from our good decisions. And then how we going to materialize those good decisions in our life. It is not enough just to think that I should be blessed. I have to create my blessings. What is the first blessing in the Mangala Sutta? What is the first blessing in the Mangala Sutta? Asevanacha balana, not associating the unwise people. Because we become civilized to say not associating foolish people. Civilized word, yeah. Not associating the unwise people. But this wisdom people, unwisdom people change time to time. So sometimes there is a wise person today morning, but by afternoon become very unwise. The sort of unwise nature coming back. Because we are kind of withdrawing from this ignorance. So it kind of changes, back and forth all the time. In order for us to stay onto that particular wise nature, we still have to work on it, main thing. So the first blessing is to try our level best to be in the company of wise people. Then what are we going to do with the unwise people? What are we going to do for them? Don't look at anybody, huh? What are we going to do with the unwise people? Huh? Are we going to leave them? Are we going to isolate them? What are we going to do? We have to practice metta to everyone, our loving kindness. But we may not have an intimate kind of life with them, close life with them. Right? I think you do that in your own circle. Huh? If you look at last 10 years, how many times your friends came closer to you and then went back and again came back? How many ups and downs happen? You say now, last 2 years I am not talking to him. I am not talking to him. And again he came back, she came back. Now you are talking to that person. So we need to understand how to keep the metta to everybody, but how to keep others in our close circles. Never isolate other people. That is not the Buddhist nature. We should be able to practice metta to the worst person too. It is not because of the worst person, it is because of our goodness that we need to practice metta. Again, in many suttas, Buddha says that how to practice metta to a difficult, challenging person. Five groups to practice metta. First yourself, then loved ones, third neutral people, fourth challenging, difficult ones, fifth all living beings. Sometimes people don't find reasons to practice metta to others, maybe challenging, difficult ones. What to do with them? First, Buddha asks us, think about any good thing, any favor, good thing he or she done to you in the past. Then you are thinking. Suppose you are not finding any good thing he or she done to you. Then what to do? The Buddha says, it's okay. Think about any good thing that particular person may have done to somebody that you know. Maybe you might not know. In today's world, we can see a lot of things on social media. People go and help other people. At least if you can witness this particular challenging person had done a help to somebody you know or you may not know. Now you are checking. Let's say you find out, then you are going to do, but as a reason, let's say you don't find out. Seems to be a very difficult person. Then finally, the Buddha asks, okay, if you don't find any reason to give metta to anybody, that particular person, don't worry. Then you have to make a wish. May wisdom arise in you at a certain point of your life. Thinking that wish, give metta to that particular person. You cannot exclude anybody from the metta. If you do it, it is your problem. It's not the problem in the metta practice. Sometimes everything is good. It's only a bad thinking. Right? Causes, conditions, everything is good. What's happening to us? It's our bad thinking. That's why we are blundering, screwing up in our life. So we are going to think about that side. So then, blessings we have to create. So in the same way, we are trying to understand how to create what we call our good things, especially when you do good things. Don't create expectations, otherwise you are becoming a potential follower deva of the Mara. You are supporting, maybe you can be part of this army, to influence other people. Okay. The first army of the Mara is Kama. Kama is not only a Pali word, it's not only a mental state, it is an army. There are people who are working on it, who are making us into calm. There are two types of karmas that they are making. What are the two types of karma? Maybe I am going to erase this part. In Buddhism, we understand there are two types of karma. What is karma? Sensual pleasure. Karma means karma. Karma is another word. This is another word. It's not karma. Karma is volitional action. Karma. Karma is sensual pleasure. First question is something irrelevant to this part, but something. Can you live without karma? Huh? Not yet. Don't be embarrassed, We cannot. How about you? Can you live without karma? What are the karmas? Tell me. How many forms of karma? How do we create our own karmas? There are 6. Then first one is sight karma. Second, sound karma. Third, smell karma. Then taste karma. Then touch karma. Then thought karma. Called rupa karma, sabda karma, gandha karma, rasa karma, pottabha karma, and dhamma karma. Can we live without these things? Can we live by closing our eyes? We don't want to see any pleasant people. Oh, I don't want to see you, You are so tempting. And I don't want to see beautiful things, breathtaking views, nature. I don't want to hear you. I want to be like a deaf person. I don't want to smell. Maybe I better get a cold. I don't smell anything. I don't want to taste different food, right? That means you should not eat anything then. You create your own food at home. Then I don't want to touch anything. I don't touch you. I don't touch anything. Can we live like that? I don't want to think anything. I just want to have a blank state of mind, thoughtless mind. So we cannot live. The Buddha's idea is you have to enjoy healthy karmas. Just a disclaimer. Sometimes in most of the Dhamma talks, when some others are talking, I'm not disrespecting anybody, it looks like people understanding that karmas are bad all the time. So they feel like, what is this? We come here to become happy, to get something from here and then go back home and then to be happy. But you are talking karmas are initially bad. We can't even think about karma. That's a wrong understanding. Buddha said karma must be enjoyed by lay people in a healthy way, but not the extreme karmas. Now, we talk about the first army. This first army appeared to us in two ways. What are the two ways? These are the forms. First karma is kilesa karma. That means these six are going to work out in someone in kilesa karma. Second is vattu karma. I will explain to you in English. Kilesa karma means when you have a thought of enjoying karma in the first place, it becomes a certain defilement. Right? That means actually it might not become a kilesa. You are just enjoying karma. Say for instance Vishaka. Who is Vishaka? Vishaka was the chief Daika to the Buddha. Vishaka is a Sotapanna lady. She became a Sotapanna when she was 7 years old. And then she dated a man. How to date a man by being a Sotapanna? Interesting. We will another talk about it. Dating a man after becoming a Sotapanna, because you are going to leave the marriage to become a Sotapanna. Now that lady became a Sotapanna and dated a man. Interesting, right? Not even dated, she married the man. She got children. She got 500 grandchildren. Yeah, don't worry. She can take care of them. 500. Right? So the thing here is that then what is Vishaka's karma in dating that man and then having the married life and all the other things that we can talk, we cannot talk stuff? Are they kilesa karma? No. Karma is not always kilesa. It is the way how you are developing the karma. Let's say you are going to enjoy a karma with so much greed. Let's take this one, food experience. Are you a very choosy, picky person when it comes to food? Beyond health problems, if you have a health problem, you can't eat certain foods. But other than that, are you such a picky, choosy person? Today, I want to eat only, today there is a big sumptuous lunch coming up. And she said about some dishes. But dessert is free. Huh? Dessert on your own choice. Huh? It's a free dessert, right? Not yet. Okay, let's consider about it. But take another day, maybe tomorrow. Tomorrow you don't have this lunch in. And at that point, are you going to be able to tolerate for a common lunch, communal lunch, if you go with a group of people to a restaurant, starting from a hawker shop to a high-end dining place in a hotel or somewhere? Can you tolerate? Can you eat not any food? Huh? You may be a vegetarian, vegan, or whoever, but can you tolerate that idea of eating together? Right? Oh, you are so picky, so choosy. That means other people cannot, deal with you. What if you become very choosy and picky? You are giving trouble to other people. But we understand, yes, everyone's needs should be better addressed in whatever the way. But sometimes, can it be addressed? Are you ordering a particular food in the flight? But the cabin crew comes and tells you, it is something happened to it, we give you something else. It's a totally opposite of what you ordered. How to eat that particular food? Yeah. Say you are a vegetarian. You ordered the vegetarian diet particular food well before the flight. But something wrong happened. Now they say we have only meat products. But we have to give something to you. But the flight is 12 hours flight. We cannot serve you at untimely hours. It's a 12 hours flight. No other food. This vegetarian stuff is not over there for 12 hours. Can you survive? How to survive in a 12 hours long flight without that vegetarian food then? Then you are going to tolerate at least you're going to eat something without those meat stuff even in that food. You may have to. So then you are okay. But what if that you are always picky and choosy? Without that food, you are going to complain, you are going to whine, other people are feeling very uncomfortable, embarrassed. Then your taste has gone to a kilesa karma, right? So are the other things. All these other things you can think about, the greedy nature of that. When it becomes a kilesa karma, then what happens? Vattu karma is arising. Vattu karma means you want to possess it physically. Say for instance, how many times during the day we are coming up with lot of akusala thoughts. Are we going to possess them materially? Say for instance that you came up with a thought. It is not practical, somewhat practical. But are you always going to make that wish happen? Sometimes you cannot, money wise you cannot, maybe the level wise you cannot. So then it will die out at the kilesa level. But some people, they want to possess it materially. Vattu karma is arising. Now, this is even worse than kilesa karma. Our karmas come, kilesa karma come from here, and here it go out. But some people it comes here and then want to settle down within us, called vattu karma. So I would say this is the mental level of karma. This is the physical level of karma. So what I am saying is that in case you happen to come here, don't try to switch it to the vattu karma. But there is a healthy way that you possess. You don't have the kilesa, but it's still the karma, you still possess it without creating things. So these two are activities of Mara's first army. These devas, they are coming to entice you. They are coming to ensnare you into their karmas. I think because of the timing, we have to go a little bit faster. Second army is Arati. Arati. Arati means discontent. That means time to time in our daily life, we can become unhappy during at sort of different things. So a good Buddhist is going to minimize these discontent thoughts, discontent feelings. How to minimize discontentment? How to minimize our disappointments, moments of discontent? How to minimize? Understanding the reality of that particular phenomenon. That will help us to slow down, maybe to overcome our own discontent. Most of the time this displeasure is arising because we don't understand there's a gap between our expectation and the reality. When the gap is not being met, then we are coming up with lots of disappointment. So the more we understand the true real nature of our expectations, then we are more happy about how to go through that particular moment. So try to understand the true nature of our expectations, not the true nature of the body and other people. Understand the true nature of our expectation. It's like there's a Hindu Sanskrit story. Somebody came up with an idea. He wants to walk on a leather platform. Wherever he goes, he wants to go on a leather platform. He's very worried. I don't see any place that I can walk on a leather platform because everywhere it is soil. Then one wise guy, understanding his problem, he wants to pity on this person. He said, okay, I have a plan for you. You buy a nice pair of leather shoes. It serves a purpose. That's why we need wise people. We are stuck in our own provisional thinking. Then if the wise people are allowing us solve our problem in a moment of time, Otherwise, we struggle from morning to evening. What is this problem? Cannot sort out. And when we have bad friends, they are even worsening the situation. They are giving us wrong ideas, right? And we are getting more stuck in the problem. So then, discontent is also part of second arm. Third is hunger and thirst. Why we are hungry? Why we are thirsty? Because we are humans, we are sentient beings. But this is also an army of the Mara. Mara is letting his own devas to monitor. Because of the hunger and thirst, lot of people are into akusala activities. So what can we do? We need to understand hunger is unavoidable, thirst is unavoidable if we don't take care of things to treat us way before hunger takes us over, way before thirst takes us over. Say for instance, you go shopping without eating anything, without drinking anything. What will happen to you in the mall? Now you want to go shopping, but you don't take your breakfast. You said, I will go to the shopping mall, I will eat something. But if you are not properly ready with your hunger and thirst, you will be more spoiled by the situation. You can't do the mindful shopping. Interesting word, huh? Mindful shopping. What is that? Mindfulness is not done in a center itself, Buddhist center. It is a daily attitude. So hunger and thirst can be minimized. Say for instance, you go to a mall in a particular month of time, and you see those winter products. They are selling at a very higher rate. Then you go back to the same shopping mall after a few months back, 4-5 months back. You see, they are in the clearance now. Become very cheap. Nobody buys them. But you have a list somebody gave you, maybe your wife or husband. You go ahead. And you are supposed to buy these particular products. But now you are carried away by the clearance, because they put the clearance at the beginning of at the front of the center. Then most people finally end up buying that thing which they couldn't buy a few months ago. What is mindful shopping? So hunger and thirst must be pre-planned. How I'm going to take care. So there are certain what you call influences by Mara's third arm. Craving, you know what is craving? When things are not really taken care, you are definitely into craving. Sloth and torpor. That means laziness. Is laziness a problem in our life? Is energy important in the Buddhist practice? Yes. Creating good energy, not even creating good energy, maintaining good energy is more important. Otherwise, it's going to be like a white elephant project. Huh? As you make it just for the showing purpose, it's not running. Like some people, they want to start very big, very big building, very big thing, but then it's not running up and going. Why? Maintenance is not working. In the same way, you might come up with a very good amount of virya in a retreat after a Dhamma talk, but the more important thing is how to stay consistent in that kusala energy, how to keep it going all the time. For those who cannot do that, they are affected by Mara's fifth army, sloth and torpor. Laziness in the mind, sloth. Laziness in the mental factors, torpor. What is mind? What is mental factors? I could say thought and thought factors. In Buddhism, we understand a thought is the energy to create a thought. If there's an energy to create a thought, that is called thought. Mental factors, thought factors are the qualities of that energy. Let's say you are jealous, that's the quality of the thought. Energy and jealousy. Energy and compassion, like that. So you need to stay consistent. Number 6 army is Biru. Biru means fear. Are we always fear-stricken? Are we always struggling from fear? How to minimize fear in Buddhism? Understanding the source of fear is the way to take care of us from the fear. Most time, oftentimes, our fears are irrational. There is no good source for that. There is no good reason, but we are simply feared. Can you think about that kind of a fear? There are people who are rushing unnecessarily in their life. They don't have to rush. There are things out there. But when they rush, other people become rushed too. Right? Other people also become very uncomfortable too. This is one very good example. That means our fear, we don't have to be scared about it. We only need a very clear thinking to understand what's happening. So fears are gone. Right? It's like somebody long time ago said that I have some friends on my social media. I actually blocked them. Person talk. So what's your question here? My question is, after I block them, I time to time go there and see my block list. I said, why is that for? What is that for? Because I fear they would come back again. I said, you don't need to do that. You already put them away. You're getting more feared now. Unnecessary stress. They are blocked unless they make another profile and come again. Right? But nowadays, the social media companies, they know. So they have banned certain emails and phone numbers. You can't create new profiles. So there are that kind of very slight fears people are having. Because of the fear, they are having a very bad time during the day. So understand the source of the fear so you can definitely get rid of it. It's also part of doubts. Doubts means doubts about spiritual life. If you have a question to ask, please ask the question at the end. Never leave the place without asking the question, because in case you die tonight, you die with the question, you go back, you take the question, go to the next life, and there will be no teacher to solve the problem. Right? So, right? I think it's very, so maybe you have a very important question, then you struggle again in the next life. Don't know who you will become at that point. So ask any question. 8. Makko tambu. Makko means actually conceit, and actually Makko means what you call ingratitude, ungrateful nature. Tambu means conceit. These are also Mara's armies. When you see a person who is very ungrateful, don't worry. He or she is not that person. This is he or she is affected by the Mara's 8 army. There are some people who don't want to become grateful. And then at the same time, they become very hard. They become very cold-minded. They don't want to become compassionate, become kind. I think today's world, wisdom is not a big issue at this point. Everybody reads Dhamma, they want to learn. What is the problem at the end? Compassion part. We are not, we may have our compassion, but not many people are bringing lots of compassion to the fellow practitioners and to themselves. So we have to have both compassion and wisdom simultaneously. Not wisdom over compassion, not compassion over wisdom. Both have to be going. 9th army is very interesting. Gain, renown, honor, fame received falsely. Labo, gain. Siloko, renown. Sakkaro, honor. Michchaladdo, wrongly received, falsely received. Yaso, fame. Actually, a lot of people are troubled by these things. But if you are a good person, you will be really complimented. You will be really liked by many. But never ever become a slave to these things. Just do your part. Never ever become a slave to these things. Good people never brag, never show off, but they are already understood by other people. It's like deep water. Deep water is very still. Think about a streamlet, a small waterfall. How noisy is that? It's very noisy, right? You can't even actually do anything. But the deep water, very still. Such kind of very, high-minded people, They are very still people. They have their own reputation. Finally, Samukkansang, Parechana. There are people who always appreciate only themselves. They put other people always down. Have you found those people? They only put them very high, on a high bar. Other people, they are not like me. They are, I'm here, you are here, really. So, people do that, some people. Because self-exaltation, I'm here, but you guys here. I'm Sotapanna, you are maybe not even Putujjana, you are somewhere even the down. So we should not do that. That's why sometimes we have to borrow certain concept from other Buddhist tradition. Right? We take Mahayana, the original Mahayana, we say, everybody is Bodhisattva. In Theravada, you can become a Sotapanna, but not sure yet. Not sure yet. You can, but I don't treat you as a Sotapanna. Called Mara Tajjaniya Sutta.
I'm not sure which of the five it is. Is it the fifth one as a Deva? Perhaps?
Yeah. That means he saw the Devaputta Mara.
Yeah. So
Normally, Maras attack the tummy. Mara would like to go inside the tummy.
is there a specific reason?
No. To the enlightened people's tummy. Don't worry, you are unenlightened. Mara would like to go inside the enlightened people's tummy and then give tummy problems. So then cannot do anything, So, yeah. Mara Tajjaniya Sutta in the Majjhima Nikaya explains about it. So he went inside the Arahant Moggallana's tummy. Interrelated. But there are different people who are going through different states of mind. Say, for instance, discontent. Discontent finally lead to the tanha and upadana also. But there are people who are still at the level of discontent, not yet into the tanha. So then that means they are differently attacked by the different maras. But there are people who have everything. So then the stronger, higher version of tanha then is attacking. And you were asking the number 8. Okay, number 8 is a place where people practice the lack of gratitude. So that means they don't appreciate others. In Buddhism, we have to appreciate others in the right way. Don't appreciate for things that they don't have. We are not supposed to brag other people. Right? We are not supposed to say white lies. Right? But this is a problem. Why people don't appreciate? Because they are not practicing mudita. As a matter of not practicing mudita, they are not appreciating. They cannot appreciate. They cannot and they are not. So it's also part of a samma ditthi problem. They don't have samma ditthi to appreciate others. So they are all different aspects of this whole akusala states of minds. Finally, they boil down to the tanha. But they are, because people are differently going through akusala experiences in their life. The plan is you can raise your hand, so she will come and give you the mic, the main mic and the recording mic. There are 2, yes, and after that, yeah.
Good morning, Bhante.
Good morning.
I want to ask a question. This one is a question from my friend. He say because in Kuantan we have a society is organizing a karaoke event. Then they prepare a poster, a banner, drawing that the Buddha holding a microphone and singing. They say my member asked, is the poster being disrespectful to Lord Buddha or breaking the Vinaya rules? What do you think, Bhante?
I think it's not, the event may be a good event because we have to innovate our outreach, right? I think Theravada outreach is mostly preaching. Theravada people preach, but others outreach, right? So I think whoever came up with that idea is a good idea because karaoke is not bad, because I mean, I don't know what kind of songs you are using. Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, even you use another non-Buddhist song, it's also okay, because in the Sikkapaccakkhana Sutta Diganikaya, the Deva called Sikkapanya, who was sent by the Sakka to invite the Buddha, that Sakka would be coming after his visit. First, he sang a couple of songs to the Buddha with his whatever the veena. Most of the songs he sang, they were for his girlfriend, not about Buddha Dhamma Sangha. What did the Buddha say? What kind of trashy song did you? No, he said, your music and your singing go together. Sonic. Yeah, you go check it. They are sometimes erotic lyrics, but he is singing, not the Buddha is singing. Now here, Buddha, somebody gave a mic to the Buddha, right? In the flyer, he's singing. So Buddha is not condemning. Buddha said, yes, you are singing, you are a Devaputta, you are Gandhabba, you are singing and you are playing instrument, they go together. You are a good performance, appreciate you. And then he invited. But here, you say a local Buddhist organization in that province, and they want to do a donation drive, like what is happening here at BGF, they are doing for you. And somebody added a photo that the Buddha is singing. I think that is not nice in a way, because people don't look at Buddha that way. There is a problem from the culture aspect. You don't have to draw that kind of a picture, because it will immediately spark some controversy. I think there could have been a better way to, maybe a real karaoke person is shown in the picture, but they are doing the Buddhist hymns. That would be nice, right? So I think it's not necessary to go to that kind of a level to draw that kind of a picture, because it immediately creates some controversy. If you see it, if you post it on social media, it will get a lot of issues. Many people will be offended. Not even here, everywhere in the world. Now even in Sri Lanka, they don't even sit facing the Buddha. What about now? Buddha becomes the singer. Huh? They will be very mad. Huh? I mean, we don't have to think all these things, but this is unnecessary. Project is good, but just the picture. I think better to change this picture to a very good singer. Maybe a singer of that temple organization, maybe a cartoon or whatever. Yeah. Other than that, I don't think there's a problem. It's a very good project. Yeah. Because then the devotees come and they sing, Buddhist sings in a karaoke format, right? Nowadays, only certain people go and sing, right? Certain groups of people only sing. But that one, everybody can go and sing. Huh? It's good. It's a very good idea, very brand new idea. Yeah, we have to innovate these good things. Give me a second. I think she, the second, and then you. Yeah.
Bhante,
Yes.
I have a question on Deva Naga Mahidika. So, I mean, we always pay respect to Deva Naga Mahidika. I want to know more about this. Is it Naga? I mean, like, is it dragon? Is it what is Deva Naga Mahidika, and why do we pay special respect to him? And how does a Deva become a Deva? And I don't know. I mean, like, maybe the first two is enough.
Okay, they all were humans before. All these spiritual being, high beings. Now Deva means all the Devas, including the Mara. So when we at the end of any good karma, we give good karmas to all these Devas. Not that Devas need good karmas, but we do it just to minimize our selfishness with regard to the good karma. Sometimes when you do a lot of good karmas, you will create a certain lobha towards the good karma. I have lots of good karmas compared to somebody. It can happen. And Naga means beings who are living in the watery abodes. I think I also heard that a lot of Malaysian speakers, they put Naga to be a dragon. But dragon is a mythical nature in that context. But Naga is not dragon actually. Naga means a serpent, snake type beings. They are kind of high beings. They can become a snake. So, if phoenix, a mythical character, if dragon is a mythical character in the Buddhist canon, but not in your culture you will accept it differently. Then we have to understand who are the real Nagas. I tell you a very simple example. There was a time one monk ordained a Naga person. Naga person came to the temple, said, Bhante, I want to become a monk. The monk said, monk doesn't know, he has no spiritual high powers, no arahant. Okay, I'll ordain you. Out of compassion, he ordained this Naga person. Now he's a human, showing a human, impersonating a human. Then he was given a twin sharing kuti with another monk. Right? So other monk after the dana went for a walk. Now he is sleeping. Normally, when human impersonating Naga sleeps, he becomes a real Naga. So when he comes back, you see the whole room is covered with a very big creature. So it's a snake, real snake. He was very scared. So he immediately went to the abbot, said, a very big snake, even I cannot open my door. Then when all came, he understood something happened. Naga got some instinct, gut feeling. He was like normally sleeping in the room. Then they inquired they understood, this is a Naga. From that day onwards, Buddha overheard this. Buddha said, you cannot ordain Nagas. Don't ordain Nagas. Then on the top of that, he said, don't ordain criminals. You have to check their criminal history. At that time, criminals who murdered other people suddenly came to a temple, can you ordain me? Monks ordained. Then they got some immunity from the government. They cannot be prosecuted. Like Angulimala. The Buddha said, I ordain Angulimala, but not anymore after that. No other criminals can be ordained. And then sometimes there are people who borrowed a lot of money from other people just to evade the lenders, came to the temple, rushed, asked monks, can you ordain me? They ordained. So the lenders could not take the money back. So monks have to do a credit check nowadays. Yes. Don't just simply, I know some chanting, I am a good Buddhist, I give dana? No, cannot do that. Do the credit check with the credit company. Yes, you have to make sure you are a clean person. You want to be purified, you want to be clean, then clean yourself from your material problems. Some important one, criminality and credit. I think every country checks that. If you go to another country, immigration, they check that. They don't want to be influenced by that. So Naga is a special kind of being, impersonating human, but they are not humans. Very powerful beings. So it is said that they are living in the waterfalls, ocean. They are living those places. They are protecting the sea. They are protecting the rivers. Watery places, lakes. They are living there. Sometimes you see people have a belief that certain lakes, certain rivers, they want to take a victim from the onlookers. This may come from this Naga's perspective. How it happens when you go to see a very beautiful waterfall like Niagara Falls and those places, very beautiful places, people become very mesmerized by these. Some people, they want to go high up and then fall down to the waterfall, they die. So the Nagas influence is that when you go to a natural place, they create you lots of breathtaking thoughts, and you never know where you are, your boundary in watching that. That means you are influenced by the Nagas. So we want to be friendly with these guys, otherwise they will do a lot of harm to us. So we just give good karmas to those people. They are powerful beings. They protect mostly the aquatic space, Nagas. And then Mahiddhika means other non-human beings who have power more than humans. like Gandhabba, Yakha, Pisacha, many subcategories. So we want to give them good karmas. We want to give them metta actually. Yeah.
What should we do if we ever met one?
No, you won't meet them. They are already there everywhere. So you just be a good person. You carry on your spiritual practice. You get the blessings from them. But if you don't do anything to them, they don't feel your metta. They will operate as natural to you.
Do we have to, what we call, transfer of
Yeah, at the end. We don't transfer. They are not dead people. They are living. We share. We wish. We make a wish. Human mind is the most powerful mind in the whole world, whole universe. At the end, you will see. We are going to make a wish. May all these good karmas be shared by all these individuals. We don't know them exactly, but we know their categories. We can take one more question and we will wrap this up in time. Yeah, for the mic, for the recording, yeah.
Yeah, Bhante, morning. Just continue explain the story. Is it that we have to do loving kindness meditation? Can we do that?
For?
Continue the story that how can we address these Naga issues? Is that we have to do like loving kindness meditation to everyone, including
Yes, yes, every week. Yeah.
Thank you, Son.
Yes.
Which one will be more, any sutra is particularly for that?
Sutta, there are certain suttas about Naga. Normally we chant Metta Sutta is enough. Yeah, it covers everybody. Yeah. Okay, maybe the last question. Last question in this talk. Okay.
Good morning, Bhante.
Good morning.
Bhante, may I ask, what are the conditions that determines whether they are devas, which is good devas or mara? How did someone end up as deva? Because maras are also devas. Of course, like you said, it's an unwholesome devas. So how did they end up quite different?
Depending on the place where they are reborn in the heaven.
Oh, depend. So it means that due to their karma, when they were in the human rank.
Actually, they all have done good karmas, but they process in a different way. Now think about two devotees who are giving dana in the same place. One devotee is giving without greed, hatred, delusion. Other devotee is thinking to become a deva, go to a heaven, and having lot of bunch of strings attached to that. You think the good karma, the same action, but the result will be different.
So we have to be very careful with our action.
Yeah, it's a mind-based, thought-based teaching.
Although we think it's a positive action, with the wrong...
That is on the surface level.
Yeah.
You see, everybody come and do dana.
Okay.
But we don't know what's happening inside. It's how they intensify their thoughts about that activity.
So the intention is very important.
Yes.
Oh, okay, now we realize.
Intention, finally volition.
Yeah, so doing dana necessarily means that you will end up positive. With the incorrect intention, we may end up...
Yeah, you may get the same thing, but your place of rebirth will be changed in the heaven. So, suppose that you're going to be a good person, good deva, by having good intention. Alobha, dosa, moha, dana, metta, and panya. Because of these three, ways of giving dana, you may be reborn in a better heaven, wholesome heaven, like Tusita heaven. Only bodhisattvas mostly supposed to be there. And then Tavatinsa, Chatum Maharajika. Yeah.
So, Bhante, if unfortunately we end up in the wrong place, will it be better off than not giving dana for a person who doesn't give dana or who is not generous? Which is worse?
Yeah, I mean, there can have certain mishaps depending on how we do it. In case somebody ends up in that kind of place, better than even not giving dana. But the problem is you are creating some akusalas by being there. Still better than becoming a poor person somewhere. better than being born as an animal, better than being born as an alligator in a fresh water, right? Because you are a deva. But problem is that it's not ideal. Now we have a time to think about this ideal way of doing things, a better way to do good karma. So not doing any good karma and doing good karma, definitely there is a good separation in understanding. Next slide. But doing good karma, doing the better good karma, is another tire, another layer.
Different risk and different result.
Yes, yes.
Thank you, Bhante.
Yes. Now, say for instance, somebody wants to go and do higher studies in a country. There are many choices, right? You can go to a neighboring country. Somebody might say, I want to go to a faraway country because it has the good quality of education. You come up with the best qualification in the world. So it depends. Sometimes you know the best place, but you cannot go there. You are short of money. You are short of qualifications, right? So that's why we have to understand this mechanism, how it works.
Okay, thank you, Bhante, for the insightful teaching and patience to answer our Q&A. Let's offer 3 resounding studies to Bhante.
Okay, now then we are going to transfer and share the good karmas. May all the good karmas, I think there is a dana moment, right? So we will do it separately. Then we will do a common sharing now. May all the good karmas we've been making today be supportive and helpful for all of us to attain the supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. At the same time, we sincerely wish may all the activities you are doing today be really helpful for the Quantum Buddhist Association to proceed with their future plans. Abhivadana Siris Nichang Vaddha Pacha Ino Chattaro Dhamma Vaddhanti Ayuvanno Sukhang Balang Ayuvarukya Sampatti Sagga Sampatti Me Vacha Ato Nibbana Sampatti Iminati Samichatu Sadhu Sadhu Sadhu.